versus real life problems that poor people actually have to deal with. It's pathetic. Now, apparently, there's a whole bunch of people saying, don't dress like Jeffrey Dahmer for Halloween. Go ahead and dress like Dahmer. Dressing like Jeffrey Dahmer, it's Halloween. Now, it would be one thing if you guys were just dressing like Dahmer every day. But it's Halloween. If you had a Jeffrey Dahmer costume hanging up in your closet that you like showing off to people, that's just creepy. Now let's take a look at the situation. We have made Jeffrey Dahmer a pop culture icon. Yep, we did a great job there, didn't we? So now that he's this pop culture icon, you want to say, oh, but don't take part in the culture. You might as well say, don't watch Netflix. It'll be about as effective. People are still going to watch Netflix. Shannon Alvarado. When I was at her place, she's got Chucky dolls all over the place. She is infatuated with horror movies and death and a bunch of really sick fucking shit. Americans are in love, infatuated to the extreme with serial killers. If I was a serial killer in prison, I would have people sending me letters telling me how much they're in love with me. There's a lot of serial killers sitting in prison for the rest of their lives. They have all sorts of women that get a hold of them and say, oh, I hope you get released. I'm in love with you. Oh, I do this and I do that. Man, it's screwed up. A lot of the women who offered to help me, shit, they had ulterior motives. One of them just wanted somebody that would have a kid with her, and she's a very large woman. Very large. Well, she finally got herself a boyfriend, and that's when she was done pretending like she was going to help me. But it was pretending. Because none of the things that she said she was going to do did she actually follow through with. She just left me hanging, just like everybody else. When it comes to the trauma that I have to endure every single day, and my friends, supposed friends, tell me, I'm sorry, I was a bad friend. I'm going to try to do better. No, you're not. I have heard that before out of so many people. I was good to all these people. But when they did everything they could to ignore the situation and to help my predators get away, to treat me like a male homeless man instead of like a human being, that's not okay. All these people saying it won't do any good because they're homeless, well, that's why it doesn't do any good. You tell yourself it won't do any good, and then you never fucking try. You never tried. There's a guy who calls himself Smokey Rebel. We've been friends for a lot of years. And of course, he's one of those people saying, oh, well, I'll try to do better. Sure you will. Are you going to try actually calling and listening to find out what you can do or even what's going on? I mean, it's not like it's been over 6 years now. It has been over 6 years now. And see what today is. It's October 21st. I believe it was October 23rd when I left Virginia in 2016. There's all these people that I'd gone to for help, and they're like, oh, well, I don't know nothing. That's because you were too busy talking over me and telling me what to do and what to think and what to feel. You didn't care about my physical disabilities. You were just going to keep pushing your fucking bullshit and not hearing a goddamn word I have to say. That's not a friend thing to do. To look the other fucking way while your friend's being fucking abused and they're trying to get help and you're still looking the other fucking way? No. I live in hell. I'm losing everything over and over and over again because I have no actual goddamn help. I have fake fucking friends. Fake. If Brandon Ratner was a real friend, he'd have fucking come forward a long fucking time ago. Instead, he still wants to give me advice and tell me what to think and what to feel. No, fuck you, Brandon. Be a real friend. Tell the fucking truth. Instead of making me feel like shit. Instead of treating me like I'm a bad fucking person. For fucking actually trying. The fact is, Brandon Ratner and Smokey Rebel as well. You guys could have found out what's going on. You guys could have. You want to tell me about yourselves? Were you trying to get help with that? Is that something you want help with? I will not wait 6 goddamn years to fucking find out what's going on and fucking help. Six goddamn years, almost 7. What the fuck have any of these people actually done for me other than look the other way while I'm going through hell? Or tell me they can't do anything when they haven't bothered to find out what the fuck is going on or what they can do. They can all do something. Everyone has the ability to fucking tell the truth. You have that fucking capability. Did I go to you for fucking help? Did you help me or did you blow me off? Did you listen to me or did you just type away? Fuck this goddamn country and everybody in it. Now there's a lot of people who said they was going to help me, and I wait for them to text me because they're going to message me when they have time. When are they going to have fucking time? You have the time when you make the time. If you care about somebody, you make the time. Anyway, I'm going to go to McDonald's and I'm going to get me a $1 coffee with 15 sugars and 15 creamers. Hopefully that help tone me down a bit. You know, I love all these people. But I show them I love them, instead of it just being words. When these people say, hey Sean, if you ever need help, get a hold of me, I do. They won't even listen. They just want to type. Everything in typing. Everything taken fucking wrong. Everything taken out of context and so easily to do. It is so easy to do. When you're not listening to understand, for you to get things wrong, for you to assume incorrectly, and then of course when you take 6 goddamn years to actually get a hold of somebody, You're not taking the time to listen. You're still running with those same goddamn fucking conclusions that you jumped to because other people told you to think that way. What a bunch of shitty people. But yes, it's the victim's fault, isn't it? Who do the police take it out on? Poor people. Who do you take it out on? Poor people. Whose fault is it? Obviously, it must be poor people's fault. All these great and wonderful ideas that these people had. How about shut the fuck up and listen? How about look at evidence and fucking share it? How about actually speak up on your Facebook, on your YouTube? How about actually make a fucking call or two with me? I don't have the mobile app. I'd like your largest cup of coffee with 15 sugars and 15 creamers.
All right, well, that's it.
Absolutely. Thank you. That should give me enough that I can actually go use the interwebs at Starbucks. I have to be tomorrow though. It's too late in the day and I don't want to waste the money because I need all day. There you go. Thank you, ma'am. When it comes to people wanting to dress like Jeffrey Dahmer, you know what? Shannon Alvarado has a fucking full-on Nazi uniform in her house. In her closet. She likes to show off. She's got a bunch of fucking creepy-ass Chucky dolls all over the fucking place. So, yeah, one day a year is fine. It's when you dress like that every day that it's fucking creepy. Then you're not dressing up for Halloween, you're trying to emulate, and that's fucking sick. I guess I'm gonna have to get out of my vehicle. I pulled forward a little too much and the guy behind me is right on my ass. Oh, very nice. Thank you.
Good day, sir.
You too, will do. Now I got people behind me waiting on me to jump through this whole fucking process. See, that's the thing about being poor. There's a lot of stuff that just because it's broke, it does add extra time and, of course, make things kind of a pain in the ass for everybody. Like, let's say, for example, just like that situation there in the line there. It would have been a lot nicer if I could have just rolled down my window and reached out and had it all be good. But that's not the world I live in, and that's not the car I'm driving in. And there is standing water everywhere, and this ain't even a decent rain. We are definitely looking at flash flooding here. When you've got a sick infatuation to the point that you're dressing like Eminem every day. Oh, make sure I don't splash water on them fellers. When you're dressing like Eminem every day, or Jeffrey Dahmer every day, or any other number of famous people, you're trying to emulate. That's not the same thing as dressing up for Halloween by any stretch. There was an actual Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and there's also people who dress up Halloween with leather face masks and all sorts of creepy variants of it. We've gotten to the point where a lot of people would rather buy, you know, a quick, cheap Halloween mask for a movie like Scream or something similar. That's more what they're into. It's cheap, it's easy, it's kind of creepy. Wouldn't you imagine that things like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they're actual events? And no, not exactly as the movie made it, but shit, I don't even know where the hell to park. I don't know anybody here that I can stay with. I don't know anybody here that I can put my stuff in a room and just work on it. There's a lot of people that I stayed with that I don't know why they stay with each other. Like the boyfriend and girlfriend just don't get along. All you do is yell at each other and fucking get drunk and abuse the shit out of each other. Why the fuck are you dating? And if that is how you get along with your boyfriend, why the fuck are you offering to help somebody that, well, obviously, if you're that fucked up with your boyfriend, how are you going to be able to help anybody else? You're not even helping yourself. Now, and there is somebody who's not allowed to help himself because of a fucking label. That is completely screwed. It is not only illegal to rape somebody who is schizophrenic or delusional, it is more illegal to rape somebody who is schizophrenic or delusional. And do you know why? It's because they're at risk. They're easier to victimize. You call them mentally ill and nobody listens. That's why we have mandated reporters who don't do their jobs. They want somebody else to do it. A friend or family is supposed to do it according to them, and friends and family say, well, the government's supposed to do it. Well, the government doesn't do it. They say it's friends and family's job. And then you guys wonder why you're paying taxes. Me too. I definitely wonder why you're paying taxes. All right, they did not get my drink right. There is hardly any creamer, and there's definitely no fucking sugar in there. So, back to McDonald's. Well, that didn't work. And you see how this right here, I'm not the one that screwed up this time. I told him 15 sugars and 15 creamers. Shit. I can't fucking see out of my vehicle now. Now we got people who fucking terrorize me all the fucking time and they think it's okay. If I had one fucking friend to help me, I wouldn't have to do anything on the goddamn internet. I wouldn't be speaking up on the internet. I wouldn't be being fucking harmed by people, either in real life or over the internet. And yes, those people over the internet are harmful. The lies that they spread and the harassment that they fucking keep up is pretty fucking heavy. Like, I'm just supposed to pretend that those things don't happen? When I'm assaulted, I'm supposed to pretend I wasn't assaulted because you call me mentally ill? I'm supposed to pretend I wasn't assaulted because you want to look the other way? See, we're looking at a real big screwed up situation here, aren't we? We got lots of people who who like to dress up as the character of Stephen King movies, don't we? Yep, we certainly do. Like Pennywise from It. And of course, there's people who want to dress their kids up like Chucky. And for Halloween, it's fine, but when you dress your kid up as Chucky year round, you're fucking creeping. That is some nasty creeper ass shit. And that's one of the things that really super creeped me out about Shannon Alvarado, is how much she wanted to show me her collection of creeper shit. Like her collection of Chucky memorabilia. Oh, that ain't no good. I don't have the mobile app.
What can I get started for you?
I just ordered a coffee with 15 sugars and 15 creamers,
Yeah.
and there's some creamer in it, but there's no sugar.
Okay, just go ahead and flip second window and I'll fix it.
Thank you, ma'am. Bonjour. Wanted to get 15 sugars and 15 creamers in the coffee.
So I got 6 creamers and 5 milk.
Oh, I said 15 of each.
15 of each?
Yeah.
She typed in the wrong numbers. I can do that for you.
That's all right. Thank you, sir.
15 creamers and 15 sugars?
Yes, sir.
We'll just make you a hand coffee.
Well, thank you, sir.
You go, man.
Thank you, sir. Perfect.
So, of course, have a day. Couple napkins?
Sure.
Gotcha.
Thanks, sir. Perfect. All right. Pleasant customer service. I like that. I'm going to pull over on the other side, and I'm going to enjoy my coffee here, because I just remembered they have internet here at the McDonald's that almost reaches outside of the lobby. Du hast mich gefragt. Something or other up for that, right? I don't remember that whole song either. Or the one, Bawa to bada bang da dang diggy diggy diggy, set boogie, set up, jump the boogie. My name is Kid Rock. Sick of running around like a chicken with my head cut off out here. I'm sick of people telling me how to think and feel when they haven't bothered to even find out what's going on. People saying that they're my friend after all these years. People who haven't bothered to find out what's going on. Why are you going to call me your friend if you ain't going to look? Much more better. Diabetic coma in a cup. You know what I just realized? I got a 4-pound bag of sugar sitting right next to me. There was enough creamer in there for it to be good enough, just not enough sugar. And uh, uh, all right, it hurt just a little bit to pick up a 4-pound bag, but it was the way I picked it up. All right, now there's definitely enough sugar in it. Now we got this whole trauma brigade. Oh, well, we should absolutely nobody dress as Jeffrey Dahmer for Halloween because there's people who are traumatized by Jeffrey Dahmer. Oh, you know what? There's a lot of people traumatized by a lot of shit, and you do it anyway, don't you? You don't give two shits about the victims. This is just one of them fucking fad crazes. Oh, we're gonna make Jeffrey Dahmer extra, extra, extra famous. We're gonna ignore the actual victims. We'll talk about Jeffrey Dahmer, though. Is there a book about the life of his victims? How about a movie about the lives of his victims? Any of them. When I try to get help exposing and stopping the abuse, people give me cop-outs. Cop-outs that show me they don't fucking care. Like when they say, well, they found Natalie's killer. I fucking know. Not only do I know, I announced it a day before the police did. So, yeah, I know. Now, the real question is, if I'm punched in the face, does Natalie's killer getting caught do anything about me being punched in the face? Is it doing anything about my stuff getting stolen? Is it doing anything about any of this rampant abuse? No. No, it fucking doesn't. Like, holy shit. People got pre-made fucking lazy ass excuses. I don't need your fucking excuses. I need you to fucking keep your goddamn word. I choose to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Somebody's got to. And that includes speaking up for other victims. It includes showing that we're not alone. You know, between somebody walking down the street looking like Jeffrey Dahmer and somebody walking down the street looking like a fucking Nazi, you know, if somebody dressed like Jeffrey Dahmer, how are we supposed to know that's even what they're supposed to look like? There are lots of people who dress like Jeffrey Dahmer dressed. It's not like he had to go to Pinhead for his wardrobe. It's not like he went to the set of Hellraiser and picked his outfits out there. No, this guy went to the fucking store, same as you and me. Bought pants, same as you and me. Bought shirts, same as you and me. Now let's imagine if instead of wearing the shirts that Jeffrey Dahmer was known for wearing, let's imagine he wore Metallica shirts instead. Would you all of a sudden accuse everybody who is a fan of Metallica enough to wear one of their concert t-shirts? Would you accuse them of being a Jeffrey Dahmer wannabe? Trying to dress like Jeffrey Dahmer, trying to look like Jeffrey Dahmer? Shit, you can go through the Midwest, find any farmer. Farmers dress like Jeffrey Dahmer. Maybe it's the glasses. Well, what happens if you don't have Jeffrey Dahmer type of glasses for Halloween? Well, then you're stuck with something that might be one of the hundreds of different types of glasses that Elton John wore. Elton John, well, he and John Denver, both big old glasses. John Denver had the real big ones. And you know, John Denver does look very similar to Jeffrey Dahmer. He wore similar clothing to Jeffrey Dahmer. So anybody who wants to dress like Jeffrey Dahmer for Halloween, who gets messed with because somebody is fucking offended by it, keep in mind there are people who are actually dead. That's who you need to be offended about. The ones who want to fucking look away to that shit. Just tell them you're John Denver. Whereas if somebody dresses their kid up like Chucky, what are they going to play? Well, just tell them that it's my buddy, my buddy, my buddy and me. Those of you who were alive in the 80s and early 90s know what my buddy was. It was the 80s and 90s version of, God, what would it have been for the older generations? Raggedy Ann and Raggedy Andy. There were these little kid dolls. They looked like Chucky. And I'm pretty sure they came out before Chucky. And I'm pretty sure that that was some of the motivation for making Chucky, is those dolls. But of course, somebody might be offended. When it comes to historical reference, you know, people are a lot more offended by that if you dress as a Nazi. Hell yes, people ought to be fucking offended. That's nasty. Why would you want to emulate that? But then you've got people who emulate killers, murderers, mass murderers of all sorts, including the Nazis. Now, if you're going to wear it one day a year, let's say you're a part of a reenactment troupe. Well, yes, it makes sense for you to have a Nazi uniform. It makes sense for the buddies that you're hanging out with and drinking beers with after the show. It makes sense that some of them have Nazi uniforms. It makes sense that some of them have Allied uniforms. It makes sense that some of them have Italian uniforms. But of course, that's a reenactment troupe. It's not some lady with hair the color of Ronald McDonald's who's got an actual Nazi uniform in her fucking closet. Like it's something that everybody should have. Something to the point that she wanted to show it off. That's how creepy it is. And let's look at Sally Treon's. Whole time I was there, she was busy watching a mini series on murders in a circus in the 1920s. Yeah, that's definitely gonna fucking creep me out. Especially if you're ghetto blasting, especially if you're screaming at each other over the top of this show about fucking murdering people that is literally on all day long. It's Sally Treon's. It ran Ingersoll's. It was watching the Bates Motel. Up there at Atlanta and Amanda's, it's that whole Game of Thrones. Same thing at Dallas's. Or you've got the trauma shows where they got to show all sorts of blood and gore. I watch Andromeda. Mostly I just listen to it. Even if somebody does get shot, it's a bunch of sparks that fly out. It's not blood and gore. I think I'd be more creeped out if people started dressing like Natalie Bollinger for Halloween. But then again, if they got multicolored hair, any hair color, they can pretend to be Natalie or Alicia Bollinger. Just paint yourself up like a China doll. You dress as whatever the fuck you want to dress as for Halloween. Dressing as Jeffrey Dahmer, if you want to, go ahead. If you want to dress as one of his victims, go ahead. You want to dress as John Denver, go ahead. You want to dress as Elton John, Sir Elton John, go ahead. It's Halloween. Shannon Alvarado, despite the fact that the Nazi uniform in her closet is fucking creepy, she never put it on. It's not like she walks around the house in the thing trying to speak fake German to herself. But understandably, somebody of Hebrew ancestry is not going to look at that uniform in somebody's closet and look at that person with admiration for owning such a thing. When it comes to educational materials, absolutely. When it comes to historical reference, if that was in a museum, it would make sense. But when it's in your closet, it's almost like you're waiting for a rally to show up in your neighborhood so you can go marching with them. When you've got a whole bunch of memorabilia about fucking serial killers throughout your house, and some of them real, some of them fantasy, that's fucking creepy. No matter how you cut the cake. There was a lady named Missy Johnson, aka Layla Johnson. And she was involved through a whole lot of stuff. She was the one who hooked me up with Sally Treon. They stay there in Pueblo. She is somebody who actually did a lot, but the thing that she didn't do was speak up. She pretended to be somebody that she wasn't, and a lot of people did that, and I'm supposed to trust them, and that's the problem, is that I couldn't trust any of them. They were all just words. Sure, you said you were gonna. A lot of people threw that at me. Oh, these people were gonna help you. No, the fuck they weren't. If they were gonna help, they'd have done so. If Miss Peaches was gonna fucking speak up, she'd have done so between October of 2016. Well, actually, it would be November of 2016 is when I first went to her about the situation, so far as I'm aware. But from November of 2016 to August of 2018, she had plenty of time to speak up. She had plenty of time to find out what was going on. She claimed that she understood that I didn't have the money to go jumping through all these fucking hoops. But then again, she's throwing it in my face. She doesn't have the money to do these things. I'm giving her the money so that she can do these things. Why was I giving her the money? Because she kept on complaining that she didn't have the money to do it. And then, of course, when I say, hey, I gave you the money so that you could. Oh, well, I didn't make you give me that money. Well, fucking A. Christ. I didn't ask people to go fucking lying about me, or to go lying about Natalie, or to go lying about themselves. Matter of fact, there's only one person out of all of this that I actually asked to lie. If I'm locked up, then when these fucking idiots who want to pretend like I'm the predator end up fucking dead, it'd be pretty goddamn obvious that I wasn't the one who did it. So, of course, I told my sister, hey, if you're not going to come forward, but you're going to tell me that my niece is fucking scared, and that you're scared, and that you've both been threatened, and something needs to be done about it, Terry, you can always pretend like I committed a crime. You can always pretend like I done something I didn't do. And Natalie and Alicia Bollinger also had this option, by the way. Go ahead and play. I let Natalie and Alicia Bollinger know that if they wanted to pretend like I was some sort of a rapist or some sort of a fucking child molester, I'd fucking plead guilty. Now, why is it that I would tell those two, knowing that I never had a sexual relationship with either one, never had any sort of sexual contact with either one, tried to run them off when they were underage, and why? You don't bother asking why. My little sister had an opportunity to make a difference on more than one occasion. A lot of people did. After 6 years, yeah, people have shown that they just don't give a shit. And when I tell them, hey, you need to go away, it's, oh, I'm sorry, Sean, I've been a horrible friend. You've been worse than a horrible friend. You've been a non-existent fucking friend. There's a lot of people who say, oh, Sean, well, I was going through this and you didn't do anything. Well, you didn't fucking ask for help. You didn't reach out for me or to me. A lot of these people treat me like shit when I'm not able to keep my word. And, of course, Just like with them, I got my reasons, but I will speak up. I'm not too cowardly. I'm not going to fucking make shit up. If I can't make it because my vehicle is busted and Chelsea Aiken is treating me like shit because I didn't make it, well, my vehicle is fucking busted. No, I can't make it to fucking New Mexico with a busted fucking vehicle. I gotta wait until I have the money to fix it, and then I can give it a try, which is a lot easier than what I'm asking for. People who talk to me for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours telling me they don't have time to come forward. They don't have time to make a call with me or to make a police report. They don't have the time, but they have the time to literally talk over me for hours and make excuses and tell me about their personal lives. Why are their personal lives on my YouTube channel? Because those were their excuses for not coming forward, for not telling the truth. From people having their families threatened to people trying to hijack the YouTube channel they made or the Facebook that they made, to hackers, people making up fake accounts. There's a lot of people told me, hey man, you know what? Right after Natalie died, I got like 30 Sean Schwartz profiles fucking harassing me. I didn't know which one was yours, so I just got rid of all of them. Well, that's the thing, is that it wasn't my choice. People keep trying to pretend like it's my choice for people to do horrible shit. Like it's my choice for cops to not do their jobs. Like it's my choice for you guys to victimize me over assumptions and wives' tales and mythology that has been proven wrong. Mythology about autism that has been proven wrong decades ago. It's not like we just found out that these were wives' tales 10 years ago or even 20 years ago. It's 2022. We knew these things were fucking wives' tales in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. In the 90s, we made a lot of fucking progress, but we're still playing with the fucking wives' tales to victimize autistic victims. What do we do to an autistic victim who comes forward? We call them mentally ill. We lock them up. We put fucking drugs on them and in them, and we treat them like they're fucking schizophrenic, like they're delusional. We use the term mentally ill to somehow justify it. We have to have someone that goes in with us, because if we stim in front of a cop, he'll pretend like we're on fucking drugs, especially if we're trying to turn in bad fucking cops. Being forced to go to the very agency that hired the son of a bitch, who already knows that this guy is doing wrong shit because they taught him to do so, and we got to go to these guys when we have a complaint about these officers. Meanwhile, when you've got cops and volunteers and, of course, the news all working together to paint you out as some sort of fucking horrible monster, ignoring anything to the contrary, and then you're not allowed to bring any of that up. You're not allowed to bring up how the police broke the law in that situation to help the volunteers. You have to do that as a separate case, and then you're not allowed to bring up the volunteers. No, these people conspired and worked together to deny me the right to turn them in, or the crimes committed against me by law enforcement and the Bollinger family prior to and after Natalie Bollinger's fucking death. Get off your asses, you lazy bitches. Don't talk about it, be about it. Don't say, oh, it's wrong to treat people horribly like that because they're mentally ill. How about you pick up some individual fucking cases and help the fucking victim? Show exactly what the fuck you're talking about instead of generalizing. For God's sake, stop talking out your ass. I'm sorry denotes laziness. It's as simple as it is.